12 currant buns in a baker's shop. 10 currant buns in a baker's shop. Round and fat with the... You get the idea. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for... Welcome back. No. So what are we doing today? Well, we aren't going to be doing any baking, but we are going to be creating a recipe, but not just any recipe. As delicious as those currant buns were, and I ate 3 of them, they were pretty delicious. We are going to be making a revolting recipe, something that would contain ingredients that are a little bit disgusting. Let's click over and look at the work that's been set. Right, here we are. So this work kind of leads us towards a recipe, and I'll work through mine. You can follow along, see how it works out. Then you can go off and make your own, and hopefully it can be equally as good, if not better. Let's just have a look at what we got to do. So first task, let's see what it says. Think about quantities of things. How many can you think of? List them. All right, let's do it. Quantities of things. Let's start with a pinch, a sprinkle. What else? Oh, a dollop. What else? Oh, just let's do the easy ones. A spoon. Or let's get more precise. A teaspoon. A tablespoon. These are all standard ones. What else? A cup. And then we've got like specific measurements as well. Like we could have 250 grams. I guess just choosing a random number now. 300 milliliters if it's a liquid. What about a whole packet of? I'll just write that. A whole packet of something or others. Several. A handful. What else have we got? Come on, if you shout them too, they might morph through the camera and through time and get to me. A bag. That's a good one. Whoever said that. Thanks. A bag. Right, what else does it say over here to do? Step number 2. What are some disgusting ingredients that could be used in a recipe? Think carefully. They don't necessarily have to be foods. Use the quantities from before to build up some grotesque expanded noun phrases. We can do that. Let's be grotesque. Right, so when coming up with expanded noun phrases, it's going to be a couple of things that I'm going to try and do. One is include like higher level vocabulary, some really good adjectives. But I'm also going to be looking to try and include alliteration and maybe even get some hyphenated words in there as well. So let's dive back in. I'm going to flip it into warp speed, but you'll be able to see what my brain is coming up with. Let's do it. After all those currant buns, this is beginning to make me feel a little bit queasy. But let's continue. All right, I got some pretty cool expanded noun phrases now. Let's just jump back in and have a look at what we've got and what our next steps are as well. Okay, so what are we here? The one that sort of started turning my tummy a little bit was the 300 milliliters of bile. Just like when you, oh no, I'm not even going to go there anymore. I went back and edited some of them as well. A sprinkle of toenails, a generous dollop of ogre sweat. I got some brackets in there as well, the fresher the better. A teaspoon of elbow grease, a tablespoon of rancid raccoon, a cup of shaved toadwarts. That's going to make my shortlist. I quite like that one. 250 grams of chewed fingernails. Chewed, I just thought of a better word, so I'm going to duck in there and go with, where are we? Gnawed. It's got a nice silent letter in there as well. 250 grams of gnawed fingernails. Sounds much better to me. 300 milliliters of bile. Oh, I missed a whole packet of. What can we have a whole packet of? Oh no, hang on, let me jump back in there. It's because it's straight after the bile. I got a bit like put out by it. A whole packet of, it's a creature. Let's stick with the whole bile thing. Oh, I've got it. Let's take a whole packet of unicorn vomit. Like that one, parents? Sorry. It's all nice and colourful. Rainbows. It's good for your complexion. I just thought of something even funnier. Let's dive back in there. Sorry, this is more editing and more editing. But it doesn't matter. I want it to be funny and good. A whole, get another hyphenated word. A whole ice cream cone of a unicorn. A whole ice cream cone of multicoloured unicorn vomit. A whole ice cream cone of multicoloured unicorn vomit. Yeah, that's nice. Right, what do we got to do with all of these things now? Because are we writing a recipe or something? Write a revolting recipe. Easy as that. Now, these things, we're going to be able to use at least some of them, right? I won't use all of them because it's a pretty long list. But what do we got to do? Okay, try and include expanded noun phrases. Well, we already got them. Adverbs of time. Okay, well, let's just duck over here. Let's make this little. Okay, so we've got first, we've got next, we've got after that. I'm just listing everything I can think of at the moment. When the has, I don't know what's going in there. First, next, after that, when now, eventually we're going to have, finally, we could have if the somethings, then. There we go. Well, got some. So those two criteria now, there's two yellow criteria, expanded noun phrases, we've got them, and adverbs of time, we've got them as well. So imperative verbs. What's an imperative verb? Anyone know? Actually, no, I'm not going to go to Google for that one. A bossy verb? Put, place, stir in. Imperative verbs tell people what to do. So we've got to include some of them. And adverbs of manner, most of the time they end in ly. Not always, but most of the time. So we can put in those. So let's just go through it. Should we start writing instructions now? Let's just choose our favorite ones and we'll just slot them after those adverbs of time. So let's go a tiny dash of spite and a few dainty drops of hatred. That's something nice to add in at the end. So let's just, are we able to do that? Oh, it's going to be a little bit of a formatting nightmare, but let's go with it. Right, what else was fun? What are we going to do first? Rancid raccoon. Yeah, let's put some rancid raccoon in. Oh, that's a big, horrible jump. What else? Next. Let's go with this one. This one's a little bit nicer. Let's whack that down there. After that, slugs. I hate slugs. They eat all my strawberry plants. We've got lots of strawberry plants at the moment. I can't wait. And blueberries and gooseberries. We've got heaps of things growing in our garden. Bed bugs. Hate bed bugs. Let's cook them. What else have we got? That one is good. Let's go in the mixture. And the mixture has, what's it gonna, I don't even know what I'm making yet. This has begun to boil. It's kind of froth vigorously. Ooh, I think I spelled vigorously wrong. You gonna tell me? Yeah, I think it's not got this. Correct. When the mixture has begun to froth vigorously, then we're going to put in some, what are we going to put in? Eyelashes? Bile. I want to avoid bile, but you're all shouting at me, bile. Put bile in. Put bile in, Mr. Mac. It will make you feel lovely. No, I'm not doing it. I'm putting in ogre sweat. Tastes much more delicious. If this is something we're even eating, I don't even know what we're going to do. I'm not eating this, whatever it is. We've got a small thimble of saliva stolen from a seven-headed serpent. If the... Oh, I've got a good word. Concoction. If the concoction looks... if the concoction looks too watery, then add, what's going to thicken this mixture up? A sprinkle of toenails, shaved toadwarts. Let's take that and just move it down. If the concoction looks too watery, then add a cup of shaved toad. Finally, I'm going to have to edit this big time. Okay, so I don't really need any of the other things now. Oh, I want a Disney princess eyelashes. Big curly ones. Maybe I could just add it together. Right up here. End. First end. Oh, this is really not going to make sense. But does it matter? No, because this is the first draft. And is the first draft ever the best? No. I shouldn't say yes. I heard you okay. Yeah, it is. I hate purple penning my work. Done. I'm going to flip this into warp speed now and edit it a little bit, and then we'll see what we've got. Sweet, I've done it. And just sort of by going through things, I've inadvertently added my imperative verbs as well. Take a look. If I go through and highlight the bossy verbs, the instructions, what I'm telling people to do, you can see first, mix. Mix is telling someone what to do. So that's one of those green imperative verbs I was talking about. I'm actually going to edit this again. Mix together a tablespoon of rancid raccoon and several eyelashes, stolen from Disney princesses in a large bowl. Next, what am I telling them to do? Stir. Stir is that imperative verb in a whole ice cream cone of multicolored unicorn on it. After that, pour in a big bag of blood-fanged bedbugs. When the mixture has begun to froth vigorously, add, there it is, and so on and so forth. We've got pour, we've got a sprinkle. I've tried to vary it up once I realized that I was actually doing it. And then we've got squeeze at the end. So we've got 2 pours there, so I could go back and edit 3 or 5 as well. What was the other thing that I needed to include for those three things? Adverbs of manner. So how is the mixing being done? Let's go just jump back and see if I've done any of that. I think I have. I've got vigorously, that's how it's frothing when the mixer. Add a generous, so let's go. First mix, first. How are we going to mix? Carefully mix. I've got an adverb of manner there. First, carefully mix together a tablespoon of rancid raccoon and several eyelashes, stolen from Disney princesses, in a large bowl. Next, stir in, I'm going to leave that one there and not add anything to it. Stir in a whole ice cream cone of multicolored unicorn on it. After that, pour in, carefully again, carefully pour in. I'm going to leave that one as well. When the mixture has begun to froth vigorously, quickly add. It's beginning to froth, you've got to do this part. Quickly add a generous dollop of August. Okay, I've got another one there. Now, pour in, gently pour in, definitely. When you're dealing with saliva stolen from a 7-headed serpent, you've got to do it carefully. Oh no, I've got carefully. What's another word for carefully? I'm going to cheat. Ready for this? Hold down Shift, press F7, and at the side that you can't see, I actually got a little thesaurus that pops up. Shift F7 gets you a thesaurus. Cautiously, prudently, cautiously. Let's go with cautiously. Now, I wonder if it's thrown you out. Cautiously pour in a small thing. Then what you do, then sprinkle in a cup of, do we have gently? No, gently sprinkle. There we go. Okay, so we've got those green elements in now. Let's have a look at what we need to do for the blue ones. Okay, so we need an introduction and some diagrams or tips, or diagrams and tips. I don't even know what this is making, if I'm honest. Right, I'm going to see if I can add those blue elements in now. I'm going to flip you into warp speed, and I'll see you at the other side. Just thought of something else we might be able to include. Within this little introduction, we could try and hook in our readers with some rhetorical questions as well. Things that we don't really want answers to, but they'll be thinking of in their head. So let's just dive back over. All right, there we go. I've got my little introduction as well. The best snow recipe ever. Do you yearn for the soft crunch of snow underfoot? Do you miss the times of snowmen, snow angels, and friendly snowball fights with family? Well, look no further. This tried and tested snow recipe will have you beaming all year round. I'm going to reformat things, add in sort of a list of my own ingredients before the steps, maybe come up with a diagram, and I'll show you what I've got. All right, I am done. Altogether, from start to finish, it's taken me probably a good 30-40 minutes. I will have started at exactly the same point as you, so I'd aim for around the same amount of time. Here is my work. I've done it all on the computer. I might have been able to make it look a little bit better had I been handwriting it. Maybe put a picture in there, but I've got all of those elements that we were looking for. So pause the video there if you'd like to read through. I've got my title, a great introduction that includes some rhetorical questions. I've got a list of all the things that you will need. I've got all my steps with adverbs of time, imperative verbs, adverbs of manner, some great expanded noun phrases, and I've included a little tip, a top tip in fact, down the bottom there as well. So I've done all of the things that have been asked for, and I think it's sort of a fun and entertaining piece of writing as well. So there's only one thing left to do now, and that's go and make it. Do you yearn for the soft crunch of snow underfoot? Do you miss the times of snowmen, snow angels, and friendly snowball fights with family? Yes? Well, look no further. This tried and tested snow recipe will have you beaming all year round. Steps. First, carefully mix together a tablespoon of rancid raccoon and several eyelashes stolen from Disney princesses in a large bowl. Excellent. 2. Next, stir in a whole ice cream cone of multicoloured unicorn vomit. I guess that'll do. Wasn't quite multicoloured, but there you go. See what we get. Step 3, after that, pour in a big bag of blood-fanged bedbugs. That's it, all in. Don't go picking out the nice ones. Step number 4, When the mixture has begun to froth vigorously, quickly add a generous dollop of ogre sweat. The fresher the better. Step 5. Now, cautiously pour in a small thimble of saliva stolen from a 7-headed serpent. Step 6. If the concoction looks too watery, then gently sprinkle in a cup of shaved toadworts. Step 7. Finally, squeeze in a tiny dash of spite and a few dainty drops of hatred. And that's it. You should have your snow. Let it snow, let it snow. No. Oops. I did forget to mention a top tip. For more successful results, make sure your unicorn vomit is fresh and warm. Click on the banner to subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on the bell to receive notifications of when new videos are posted.